Hey guys, what's up? In today's video, we're going to put together the traditional cheap gamer PC from China because it's a combination of hardware that really makes a complete PC. Complete, I mean in the sense of having the trifecta: processor, motherboard, RAM, along with a GPU, a dedicated video card, and of course, SSD, air cooler, power supply, case, all that stuff. In short, what we're going to have here in today's video is the classic PC gamer with the Xeon kit and RX 580. This video card is one of the cheapest, and for the price it delivers, although it's from years ago, it delivers more performance than cards in the same price range that we have around. In addition, the traditional Xeon E5 kit that we'll be putting together in today's video with the RX 500 is the E5 V4 CPU, which is a little more expensive but has more cores and a better base frequency, a better turbo boost. I also think it's a good choice, which will make a nice kit later this year. In today's video, we're going to see what a PC looks like, and the focus is on saving a lot of money and setting up a simple business. It's the PC gamer of simplicity. So I'm going to show you the price of things, put it together and test it, and if you like it, you already know, right? Leave a like, subscribe, and let's go to the video. First of all, I want to tell you that with the things I've got here, exactly the configuration I have here, I'll tell you everything. The price is around $312 without the monitor, keyboard, and mouse, right? In this case, it would increase by around $100 or $120 to buy a monitor and a keyboard and mouse kit. Now, let me go through the items in detail so you can test them after inserting everything into the case. Let's start with the motherboard, which starts everything in what I'm going to use in this PC. This X99 motherboard is one of the thousands we get in China. It comes in various brands, various models, which are actually very similar to each other, and what's going to change is the heatsink housing. That sort of thing. The advantage of this board compared to the other cheaper ones is that, for example, the SATA power connectors that will connect the SATA SSD later are SATA 3 here, and the other simpler ones have SATA 2, and that halves the transfer capacity. As for the CPU, we're going with a Xeon E5 V4, which is cheap and has good performance. This V4 is a little more expensive and has slightly better performance. It has 14 physical cores and 28 threads, a turbo frequency of 3.4 GHz. That's the turbo frequency using a single core. As it has a lot of cores, its turbo when running a game will be 2.9 GHz. As for the RAM, it's DDR4, 8 GB of memory, 2 combs with 8 GB at 3200, totaling 16 GB of RAM. As for storage, here we're going with an ATA SSD with 512 GB. But it could be an NVMe. We'll also have a CPU fan. The case here is personal, so it can be more expensive if it has a glass lid and those light decorations. So here it's the simplest. And the video card is the RX 580, which you have to be aware of for compatibility with current games. For example, in the new Spider-Man 2, it seems to have compatibility problems. The game won't open. Okay everyone, let's start with the first game here, which is Call of Duty Warzone. Here it is in full HD, balanced quality, upscaled, and let's see the FPS. The CPU is at 40% or so. The memory has about 4 or 5 GB of free RAM. The GPU is running at 100% and averages just over 50 FPS. I'm now playing God of War, and it's upscaling and the GPU is using 100%. The CPU is running smoothly at around 20%. The RAM is also running smoothly. The FPS is between 30 and 50 FPS, which is acceptable for this type of game. Moving on to Miles Morales, and remembering that in the current Spider-Man, this video card had compatibility problems, so it's a point of attention. In this game here, GPU at maximum, CPU doing well, close to 25%, RAM free, and without frame generation, the FPS is around 45%. With frame generation, it increases by around 40 FPS, but loses a little quality. So that's it, folks. What did you think of this computer? Its assembly? It's good value for money, in fact, but this question of compatibility with the GPU is a point of attention. Alright, It could be an indication that it may soon cease to be compatible with most games over the next few years, but overall, it's a not so expensive computer that can handle today's games at an interesting speed, right? I think it's a good value for money, full credit to the processor, it makes the whole set look cheap, and still gives a really good performance. The RX 580 for the price, it also has a nice performance. It has a lot of limitations nowadays, right? This compatibility issue is one of them. In full HD, it's in the low to medium range and you can be happy, but you have to be aware of the limitations. And anyway, guys, I want to know from you too, what do you think? Let me know in the comments and see you in the next video.